You lock the car, take 3 steps, then look back at it. Maybe you simply like the shape, the paint, or the way it feels to drive. That explanation may be completely honest. It may also be incomplete, because a car can quietly confirm something about who you believe you are. The first clue is not the badge. It is the feature you protect while accepting sacrifice somewhere else. You may give up comfort for response, efficiency for space, money for image, or convenience for nostalgia. That trade tells you more than the category alone. A car can surround you, move with you, and appear beside you every day. Over time, it may become part of the identity you maintain because you chose it, paid for it, and let it represent you. People are often drawn to products that fit who they are or hope to become. Your car can support your current self or an aspirational version that feels more successful, capable, independent, or responsible. The audience does not have to be strangers. It may be friends, coworkers, an owner community, or the person reflected in the door after parking. Sometimes the car is performing for the street and for you at the same time. That does not make your practical reasons false. You may need reliability, cargo room, low running costs, or easy parking. The sharper question is why one acceptable solution felt more personally correct than the others. Vehicle preferences often gather around 2 broad families. One emphasizes style and performance, appearance, sensation, response, and distinction. The other emphasizes safety and practicality, protection, reliability, space, efficiency, and task performance. You can value both. You can want a responsive car that also protects your family, or a practical vehicle that still feels beautiful. The important detail is which side repeatedly wins when the two conflict. Research has found personality-linked tendencies in these preferences, but the relationships are not strong enough to decode an individual. Personality may shift the odds. It does not assign you a vehicle. A performance preference does not prove that you are reckless or vain. Choosing practicality does not make you dull or anxious. Those labels feel satisfying because they simplify the story, but they exceed the evidence. The safer answer is more useful. Your choice can reveal the need you prioritize in that decision. Perhaps you want stimulation, protection, recognition, control, flexibility, belonging, continuity, or simple utility. That is a priority, not a permanent verdict on your character. Before interpreting hidden meaning, remove the choices you never had. Income limits the showroom. Family size changes the required space. Work can dictate capability. A long commute can favor efficiency. Parking, accessibility, availability, and charging access can narrow the decision before identity enters. Temporary use may reveal even less. A shared or rented car may be chosen almost entirely for convenience. When ownership, personalization, sacrifice, and lasting attachment are weak, the vehicle may say more about the task than the person. Identity becomes more plausible when commitment becomes deliberate. The owner accepts inconvenience, personalizes the cabin, joins a community, or keeps defending a socially meaningful feature after the practical argument ends. That is where preference begins to become identity investment. Prestige makes this uncomfortable. A premium vehicle can sometimes restore confidence, control, or power. For some people, recognition is part of the reward. The badge may help stabilize the self-image built around it. That is only one possible explanation. The purchase may represent achievement, planning, professional expectations, comfort, craftsmanship, or appreciation of quality. One owner may be compensating for uncertainty. Another may celebrate security already earned. Price cannot tell those stories apart. Neither can the badge. The difference appears in sacrifice, use, social comparison, and the emotional reaction when the vehicle's meaning is challenged. Values can become visible in the same way. Interest in an electric vehicle may involve environmental identity, technology enthusiasm, convenience, performance, operating benefits, or infrastructure. Several motives can coexist. Some buyers also value the fact that an environmental choice can be recognized. That does not make the concern fake. A value can be sincere and socially visible at the same time. The harder question is, what remains when the audience disappears? Would the benefits still matter if nobody recognized the design, understood the technology, or noticed what the choice signaled? The answer does not condemn the purchase. It clarifies the reward. The point is not whether the motive is pure. It is whether you know which reward you are chasing. Other cars carry a less public meaning. An older vehicle may preserve a relationship, an era, or a version of you that still matters. A worn steering wheel can hold more identity than a flawless new dashboard because it is connected to memory. Vehicle communities deepen that connection. Shared knowledge, rituals, recognition, and responsibility can turn ownership into membership. The car becomes an entry point into a group that confirms competence, taste, history, or belonging. That is why criticism can feel personal. The comment may target reliability, styling, age, efficiency, or value. The reaction may defend memory, membership, professional identity, or a part of the self the vehicle has been carrying. Now, the category begins to fall apart. Different cars can serve one need, while a single category may serve opposite needs. Luxury may reflect compensation or accomplishment. An electric vehicle can signal values or technology enthusiasm. An old car may preserve continuity or mechanical enjoyment. So the strongest clue is not the type of car you chose. It is the gap between what you say the car is for and what it repeatedly does for your sense of self. That changes the investigation. Stop asking what each category means in general. Watch the recurring function. Does it provide recognition, protection, stimulation, belonging, continuity, convenience, competence, or control? Then examine the evidence. Consider what you sacrificed, how you use and personalize the vehicle, how often you compare it with others, and what happens emotionally when someone dismisses it. One sign is never enough. Enjoyment does not equal insecurity. Pride does not prove narcissism, and nostalgia need not be emotional avoidance. A darker interpretation becomes plausible only when related markers appear after ordinary. Explanations are considered. The first marker is disproportionate sacrifice. You repeatedly accept financial pressure, discomfort, inconvenience, inefficiency, or lost flexibility for a feature whose social or emotional meaning matters more than you admit. The second marker is repeated comparison. Attention, rank, rarity, authenticity, recognition, or other people's reactions become central to the enjoyment. The machine still works, but the social score begins to shape the experience. The third marker is defensiveness. Criticism of the vehicle feels less like disagreement about a machine and more like an attack on your judgment, status, competence, values, history, or worth. Even these markers do not diagnose you. They create a reason to become curious. Budget, enthusiasm, craftsmanship, usefulness, community, and pleasure still matter. The pattern reveals when the car has taken on emotional work you have not named. Try removing the audience. What would you choose if nobody could identify the badge, hear the engine, recognize the modification, or understand the environmental signal? Notice which parts of the preference survive unchanged. Then inspect the sacrifice you defend most intensely. Is it cost, comfort, maintenance, space, efficiency, inconvenience, or social reaction? The strongest defense often points toward the function being protected. Finally, notice the emotion that appears when the choice is challenged. Curiosity and ordinary disagreement are different from embarrassment, anger, or a threat to personal worth. That reaction does not prove a hidden motive, but it gives you a place to look. Recognizing the function does not make your car foolish or pathological. You can keep it, enjoy it, modify it, preserve it, or replace it. Awareness makes the relationship more honest. Return to those keys on the table. They do not reveal fixed personality types. They can reveal a prioritized need, a chosen identity, and the job you have asked the vehicle to perform. Your car cannot define your entire personality or worth. It can show which part of yourself you most want, protected, projected, remembered, or reinforced. The final difference is not between a good car and a bad car. It is between consciously expressing your values and quietly asking a machine to defend them for you.